Hello everyone, my name is Rajat and I am studying in project management in Ravensbourne University, and I am making this video regarding my subject, which is sustainable project management. Now I'm thrilled to be here today to discuss a topic that is increasingly important to in our global conversation, which is economic social governance criteria and sustainable apparel production. So here is my introduction. There is, you can see that over the last couple of decades, it has come to the light that environmental degradation has become one of the biggest problems that the world faces. There are a number of factors that lead to environmental degradation. Let's say the automobile sector, which relies heavily on the use of fossil fuels, which exaggerated environmental condition. In the same way, the fashion industry also contributes immensely to environmental degradation. It is necessary that different solutions must be implemented to address this issue. So the project focus on introducing sustainable apparel line. In doing, we integrated that environmental, social and governance framework to encapsulate sustainability principle in the project. So on the next slide, there is a project kick-off. The first one is the objective of the study, and the second one the importance of ESG objective. So in the lieu of the challenge faced by the challenge of the world today, we focus on the developing sustainable apparel line that would focus on meeting the needs of customers without degrading the environment. The need to meet customer needs without sacrificing the environment includes different strategies such as sustainable use of resources, waste management and ethical design resources, waste management and ethical design making. So the study focus on decreasing the environmental impact of the fashion industry effectively and efficiently. And in the importance of ESG objective, there are a number of factors that the make project necessarily. Let's say the growing of fashion industry is affecting environmental on the need to be action to the curb environmental degradation. So we use the ESG criteria for sustainable project completion. On the next slide, we have to a material sourcing in the UK government about ND. So, to achieve the objective of the current study, sourcing the right materials was integral for the success of the project. Using unsustainable materials would have gravely affected the project. So, we used a six-pillar approaches presented by the UK government for effective sourcing. As the name implies, the six-pillar approaches include six distinct strategies such as communicating, requirementing, and engagements with suppliers, sustainable packaging, route selection, and risk allocation and communicating benefits. We use these strategies throughout our sourcing to ensure that right material for the projects are sourced. In the supplier evaluation, in addition to that, we focus on supplier evaluation to ensure that the source materials be fit the requirements of project. So we focus on quality, environmental of the project. So we focus on quality, environmental friendliness, and pricing strategies of suppliers before selecting the right supplier of the project. So on the next slide, we have to go the design sustainable apparels. So the designing sustainable apparel was the most important step of the current project. Had the product design been unsustainable, it would have gravely hurt the project. Furthermore, it would have also resulted in a huge waste of resources. As you can see in this picture, we focused on the designing project effectively and efficiently. After designing the project, it was sent from approval to the team of experts. However, the design was not up to the mark and changes were required. So we made the design again until it met the criteria of developing the sustainable project. On the next slide, this is a quality assurance and decision point. So though now that the product design has been finalized, the second important thing is quality assurance. Quality assurance was central to the success of the project as ensuring durability was an important consideration of the project. If the product is not durable, it expires early. Customers need to invest more in purchasing a new product. All this leads to overconsumption, which gravely affects the environment. So we focus on maintaining quality by emphasizing the economic social governance standards. Focusing on quality controls, only the launching product one it meets to economic social governance standards. On the next slide, we have to go the governance and sustainable stakeholder engagement. In stakeholders are an important part of an organization. Understanding the interests and ideas of stakeholders is vital for an effective decision-making process. Therefore, the study focuses on ensuring transparent communication and performance monitoring of employees. So, the performance monitoring of employees was as per the requirement presented by stakeholder. After monitoring this information, a monitoring evaluation report was presented to stakeholder so that they can confirm if the product meets the expectation or not. Since significant efforts were made in ensuring that the effort of employers and project managers align this the interest of stakeholders. The stakeholders were satisfied with the efforts made in the project to ensure product success. Hence, effective stakeholder engagement was considered in this project for success. On the next slide, there is the launch and post-launch. So the two most important stages in the project were launch and post-launch management of the product. All the efforts made on the product prior to the launch were for an effective launch of the product. Therefore, the launch of the product was made after it met the economic social governance criteria. When the product meets the economic social governance criteria, it ensures that the product is sustainable and its aim to contribute significantly to environmental friendliness, and furthermore its contribution to decreasing the role of fashion industry in environmental degradation was also prominent. Apart from that, after that implementation of the product, the analysis was carried out again to determine if it meeting the criteria of falling to meet the criteria. Carrying out the analysis again ensured that the product meets the economic, social, and governance criteria. And the ninth slide is about the continuous improvement. So feedback collection. Apart from that, continuous improvement of the product is an important part of the project. By continuously improving the product and on organization ensure that it meet customer needs effectively and efficiently. Therefore, the project focus on feedback collection, adjusting in product, continuous monitoring and evaluation, and planning the next project simultaneously. And the last is planning next projects. On the conclusion, we have to made this conclusion. So the project was significantly important as it enabled us to make critical assessment of the process map that is often used in supply chain projects. It also students to apply the critical assessment in the real world so that we can critically analyze any supply chain project. In addition, the project also appraised us chain project. In addition to that, the project also appraised in utilization of digital tools that are used in project management and coupled with the critical assessment about sustainability, and the project was momentum in expanding our information about effective management of supply chains and sustainability. And there is a more like effective management of prosecuting and strategies. And there is a some reference of my project about like Ben Asbroth and Albright by 2016 and the UK government and ND project or the route map.